Well, hello friends, it's Scott from Plot River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey, check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress, and try to check in with you another time during the week to share something that I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally share a little something that I've discovered about this journey that we call life. Now, today is Saturday. It is college football. Woohoo! That also means it's an update day for me. I update you guys, of course, on Saturdays. Got my representing my Nebraska Cornhuskers today. Obviously, as you know, I always have that in my background. But yeah, Nebraska opens up their football season today. I'm very excited about that. Hope springs eternal as a college football fan. This year's our year, that sort of thing. But yep, looking forward to that. It's been a good week for me. I'm going to update you on my progress. Talk a little bit about what we got going on moving forward. And yeah, so let's get right to it. First is sharing my relationship with Earth's gravity. Now, an interesting thing related to that, actually, Liz and I just went to the store. We went to Walmart, which is the only store we have here in North Platte, because I feel like I've been getting inconsistent measurements with my scale. And it's not so much that this week was particularly like weird or awful or anything like that, but it just feels like it's not been as consistent as I'd like it to be over the last, I don't know, couple of months. And in order to actually kind of prove that theory, today I did my workout like I normally do in the morning, went for a ruck and did my DDPY, and then went and got out of the shower, weighed myself, and I'm trying to think of, yeah, pulled the scale out, weighed myself, then checked it again, and literally there was a 5-pound difference between the two weights. Long story short, I'm concerned about the consistency of it, and I mentioned to you guys a couple of times, like I've been on a couple of different trips where I've been not in my house. I was in Omaha one time at my parents' house, and was able to check my relationship with Earth's gravity there, and it was quite a bit different than what I had been used to at home. And then another time, I was at my father-in-law's house in Utah and did the same thing. I had the scale there, and it was pretty different from my scale at home. So I started to wonder, is it a scale problem at my house? And I think what I've discovered that it actually is that my wife and I have a pretty small bathroom, which means that our scale does not stay out all the time. And apparently, these digital scales basically calibrate themselves kind of when they're off. And so rather than calibrating itself in a certain part of my bathroom floor, because it's where I always have it, we don't have a big enough bathroom to have the scale out all the time. And so we put it away. And it sits in a, inside of a cabinet, and it sits upright. And then, so that's where I think some of the variation in the scale has been over the last little while, because I just thought about this. I was thinking about this today as we were scale shopping. The one at my father-in-law's house and the one at my parents' house, it sits out in their bathroom. And so I think it's able to be consistently calibrated, which has led to different numbers than what I've been seeing on my home scale. Now, I bought a scale today that's going to be here on like Thursday of next week. Most things are when you live in the middle of nowhere, right there in Nebraska. You buy things off of Amazon and they take a little while to get here. We did look at some scales at Walmart today, but decided that we're going to land on one that says it kind of fixes this problem, that it calibrates itself quicker or better than other scales, and it fixes it. It calls it AccuCheck, whatever. Anyway, long story short, we're going to give this a try because I was down this week a little bit, but again, huge variation in a 10-minute time span in the scale. So this past week I was 327.2. Weighed in today at 326.4. So down 0.8 of a pound this week, which is okay. Obviously, my goal has been to be down 2 pounds a week. My goal by my birthday, which is this coming Thursday, was to be at 323. So need a quote-unquote bigger week this week. But it's going to be interesting because we're kind of going to have a reset as we get a new scale and get it calibrated, as I get it calibrated. I don't know where I'm going to be at. Cautiously optimistic that maybe it's going to be a little bit lower. I will say that all the scales that I've used besides my own have always weighed me a little bit lower, even 5 or 6 pounds lower. So that would be great because, that would be fun. But at the end of the day, Liz and I were talking about this today as we were going shopping, and I just want consistency of results. with the scale. And that's because, as I always say, I say this on purpose. I'm checking my relationship with Earth's gravity because that's really all it is. But I want that consistency because it is a way to tell how things are going for me. And it isn't the end all be all, but I have a goal of where I want to be. And I know that when I get there, or in that general area from a relationship with Earth's gravity, I'll be wearing a different size shirt. Um, Things will be fitting a little bit better, and there will be less of me. And I'll be able to do even more of the things that I enjoy doing. So, not obsessing about the scale, but I use it as a tool, and if it's consistently inconsistent, that is not a helpful tool to me. Basically, it can be a frustration for me when there doesn't need to be one. I'm wanting to see that I'm making consistent progress, and if I start to not make consistent progress, looking at what I'm doing and go, okay, maybe I need to make a change. Like I said, this week I weighed myself 3 or 4 times in a 10-minute period, and it was anywhere from 331 to 326.4, which, I took the best number, of course, but 331, then it was 328, then it was 327, and 326. I mean, it was all over the place. Now, what I discovered is it might have been the fact that it wasn't calibrated correctly, and once I'd stepped onto it once and gotten off, now that it's on and it's, on a flat surface, that it actually maybe calibrated itself, which leads me to believe that that's maybe what's kind of been happening sometimes, is that I need to set this scale down and calibrate it and then anyway, had the scale a long time, decided to buy a new scale. Hopefully we can get more consistent readings with the new scale. But again, not the end all be all, not the end of the world. I simply want to make sure that I have a consistent tool because that's what it is. It's a tool in helping me along on my health journey. So that was a very, very long diatribe on the scale. We're going to let the scale go for today. Relationship with Earth's gravity, making little progress, not as much as I want. But hopefully we can have a good week this week, getting ready to celebrate my birthday, which I know it's funny to say that because I'm probably going to have a keto treat this week for my birthday. But outside of that, I think I'm planning on doing things just like normal, and maybe even, I'm not going to say like dieting, because you guys know I don't do that, but maybe being even a little more focused the rest of the week, knowing that there's going to be that treat for my birthday. So there you go. My birthday is this coming Thursday, September 5th. Woohoo. I'm going to be 44. So yeah, the next time you hear a weekly check-in from me, I do a short video pretty much every day, but the next time you hear a weekly check-in from me, I will be 44 years old. Yay for that. But totally enough about my relationship with Earth's gravity. Let's talk about the other things. From an exercise perspective, I had my goal, of course, like I always do, to ruck every day. I've stayed consistent with that 40 pounds in my pack. I will say that 40 pounds is not easy, but it is definitely, my body, I think, is adjusting to that, which is a good thing. I'm about out of weight here at the house, which means I might have to go buy a plate to put a little more weight in my backpack. I've also looked into more of a backpack that has a frame. The rucking backpacks out there are really expensive, guys. And I know really expensive is relative, but I bought this backpack that I have right now off of Amazon. I bought it for like $35. It's not the world's best backpack, but it's a decent hiking backpack. I could attach a small tent to it, really, if I wanted to. I could attach, different things on the sides. It's got a hip belt. It's got a belt for across the chest. And that was $35. The average rucking backpack, if I were to buy a backpack that's actually made for rucking and the weights that are specially made to go in it, we're talking $400. And that to me is just crazy. There are people in the rucking community, which is one of the communities that I kind of pay attention to. I'm members of a couple of rucking groups on Facebook, and they all, oh, it's so worth it. And I'm like, man, I just don't know. And the reason I just don't know is I could buy 10 backpacks that I have right now for the cost of one of these rucking backpacks. And that's just kind of crazy to me. So, but what I have looked into is a military surplus backpack that has a frame on the pack, which kind of helps a little bit with the weight distribution. So I'm kind of looking into that. I think that the weight that I have in my backpack right now, 40 pounds, is probably getting kind of close to the limit of what this backpack can handle before it rips. So we'll see how that goes. I'm probably going to be at 40 pounds for at least a few more weeks. Like I said, I'm about out of weight, so I might have to go out and buy another plate of weight. But 40 pounds has been good. I got my rucks in every day this week. Matter of fact, did something new today. You can watch a little short video of me on my ruck, but did something new today because on Thursday, my wife had her book club, and I was kind of bored at home. And I realized that if I stayed at home, I was basically by myself. I think my son was working, my daughter was in her bedroom, my wife was at her book club, and I wasn't really enjoying what I was watching on TV. And so what tends to happen when that happens is I start snacking, and I snack because I'm bored, and I know that. But I end up eating a bunch of extra, even if it's keto snacks, which these probably would have been. It's not anything I need. I'm not actually hungry. I'm just bored. And so rather than being bored at the house, I decided to go out in the evening and go for a ruck. And you guys who follow along on my short videos know that I usually ruck right. I just walk out my front door. There's a little, there's a sidewalk and a little walking trail right out by my house here. I take it down a mile to my church and let my dogs off around the church near a cornfield, hook them back up and come back another mile. And that's what I usually do. And so I decided, because I had the time and because I was trying to not be bored, I actually went to another walking trail that's over by the South Platte River. And, there's some trees over there, and it was just a different place to ruck, and it was fun. I got to see a pretty sunset. I might actually make that the thumbnail of today's video. But I got to see a beautiful sunset across the river, and it was kind of fun. And so what I decided for Saturday, obviously on Saturdays I have more time because I don't have to get to work. And so this morning I took my dogs with me. I got them in the truck, drove over to where the path was, and did a longer ruck today. Instead of my usual 2 miles, I did 3 miles. So I actually did a 5K. I did 3.13 miles, just barely over a 5K. And did that with my dogs. Enjoyed the different scenery. Got to see like 6 deer that were kind of out near the river. Saw a couple of them crossing the river. So everything about that was fun, and it was different. And it was a challenge. It was a little bit more than I have been doing, so that was really good. DDPY, I've been doing that every day this week. Finished up today with a very challenging workout. It's the 55-minute one because I have the time, of course, like I said, on Saturdays. But that program has been going really well. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling stronger, more flexible. Overall, that's been going really well. I have been getting good sleep. I've gotten to bed at a good, early, decent hour every day. I am getting up every day at 6 o'clock, whether I want to or not, because I'm not driving my daughter to her early morning Bible study, the seminary class. She's driving me because she has her learner's permit, but does not have her driver's license, so she cannot drive herself. So I get up in the morning, throw my workout clothes on. She drives me over to our church, and she stays there. I take the car back, take the dogs out, walk back to the church, which is kind of funny because that's just the direction that I always go. And then my wife picks her up while I'm doing my DDPY. But so I've been getting up consistently at 6 a.m. because I have to now, because I have to get my daughter to her early morning Bible study. So I've been doing that every day. I've been getting to bed pretty good. I'm trying to think. There was one night this week. It feels like we got to bed later. I guess that was last night. I went over to my brother's house and we watched a movie together, and that was fun. And got to bed late. But then on Saturdays and Sundays, guys, I don't usually set my alarm. I usually kind of get up when I get up, which this morning I was up about 7:45 and I was off rucking by 8 a.m. But obviously during the week I get up at 6. But I've been very happy with taking care of myself from a nutrition perspective, from an exercise perspective. Nutrition, things have been going really well. I've been doing a good job focusing on eating my keto foods, not keto snacking. And as you guys know, mentioned it already once, my birthday is this week, so I am going to indulge in a keto treat. I think I'm going to make the keto peanut butter pie, so that'll be fun to have for my birthday. But outside of that, probably the next possibility for a keto treat might be Halloween. No, I take that back. We'll probably do something for my daughter's birthday. Now, she will not be wanting a keto birthday cake or anything like that, but I might make myself something so that I don't have the temptation when we make her birthday cake. Because she can pick whatever she wants, of course, for her birthday. As I'm going to do for my birthday. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to have for my birthday meal in addition to that peanut butter pie, but it's probably going to be a steak of some kind. I think my wife and I are going to go out to a local restaurant that we have here to celebrate on my birthday, and then which is on Thursday, and then on the weekend day on Saturday, we're probably going to do a meal here with the kids and do the birthday cake and that whole thing. It's just easier for us to do during the weekend because we're both pretty busy during the week. So, but yeah, that's how things have been going for me. Things are going really well. I'm really happy with my progress. it's easy to be a little frustrated with the scale, but like I said, that was the first 10 minutes of my yakking at you guys today. Was I'm gonna try to kind of find a better, more consistent solution to that. I'm not saying that I didn't have maybe less of a weight loss this week. And it isn't perfect. I talk to you guys about this a lot. I'm an accountant. I love numbers, and so I love to see consistent numbers. But that isn't really how life works. I'm not saying that my relationship with risk gravity this week was inaccurate, but I do want to make sure that I've got consistency, and so hopefully we're going to get a better scale that's going to help us be more consistent. But I'm overall very happy with my progress. I'm liking where things are at. I'm doing what I want to be doing. And I have faith that I'm going to continue to see the progress that I want to see. Hope you guys have had a great week. Hope that you're setting yourselves up for a good fall. It's technically still summer, but as we're rolling the clock over here to, the calendar, I should say, from August to September, it starts to feel like fall. Obviously, technically, fall starts the third week of September. But I know that September and the start of football season, woohoo, and deer hunting season for me signals the start of fall. I guess one last thing to share with you. Man, I've gotten long-winded today. But deer season, archery season starts on September 1st, which is tomorrow. That's Sunday. I'm not going to be out hunting on Sunday, but I will be out on Labor Day, which is on Tuesday. I'm on Tuesday. Labor Day is on Monday. Duh. I am going to go out on Monday morning and go do a little deer hunting. Probably going to end up just being a hike in the morning, getting a feel for the property that I have. And heck, guys, I enjoy watching deer as much as I ever do harvesting deer. So just looking forward to the opportunity to be out in nature, get some exercise in, and just kind of see where things are at. I enjoyed very much seeing the deer that I saw this morning. It was very fun. So, but looking forward to that. As many of you guys know, that's part of my why. That's one of the things that I want to be able to do, is go out and enjoy my hobbies, and one of those is getting out deer hunting. So I'm looking forward to that. What are you looking forward to this coming week? What are you looking forward to on Labor Day? Do you have the day off? Or are you doing something fun with your family? Drop it in the comments and let me know. Day by day, keep calling Keto on, my friends. We'll talk to you again soon.